now that the smoke has cleared with the whole Kendrick and Drake situation, we have to get into this, man. So this is the second feature that Cole has dropped within the last, what, 30 days, I'd say.
Yeah.
It really last
Mhm.
couple weeks. Um, he recently dropped this track with Tee Grizzley called Blow for Blow.
Mhm.
Um, and what were your thoughts on it, man? Hearing this track, what was you?
Yeah, nah, it's just J. Cole in his bag. And it's like that simple for me. I mean, this man has been on a tear recently, especially after dropping that album earlier in the year. I just think he's done what I feel like Drake should have done, in the midst of this rap feud or, just challenging time. I think just drop the music and let the people's responses really speak to like, who you are as an artist. And I feel like J. Cole has really done that this go around, bro. Like he had that track with Daylight that was fire. And I feel like he followed that up with another kind of not random, but kind of unexpected feature. And I think it worked just the same way that the one with Daylight worked. And yeah, and like even with them kind of being T Grizzly in particular, him and J. Cole being very two different artists, very two different rappers, I think, you know, they came together and made like a solid track. So I actually love this blow for blow track. It's solid.
Yeah, man, and I would definitely have to agree. I think one thing J. Cole is showing here is the versatility. Like to go from
Hmm.
a song like the one with Daylight, Collard Greens, super lyrical, a lot of metaphors and triple and double entendres, and
Hmm.
just a very lyric heavy song, no drums, just
Hmm.
bare bones track and really lyrical focus. To go from that to a more hard hitting produced song with an artist like Tee Grizzley, I think he's really, really showing his range as an artist with these features, doing them back to back. I think he's really showing like, hey, I can do a song with somebody as lyrical as a Daylight, and then I could turn around and jump on a track with somebody like Tee Grizzley who can rap.
Yeah.
I don't want to take away anything from Tee Grizzley. Tee Grizzley is somebody who definitely is talented, but definitely a different type of rapper than a Daylight. And I think that one other dope thing that I like about what J. Cole has shown is that I think he makes him being on songs with rappers who aren't typically seen as conscious rappers or super lyrical rappers. I think that every song I've seen him get on like that, he kind of forces them to step out of their box and talk
Mm.
about a little bit more than their usual and have a little bit more substance. And that's what I've noticed, whether you're thinking about the 21 Savage collaboration with a lot, like that was some of the most substantial um, content that we had heard out of 21 Savage on that song. And I think that it's
Mm.
because J. Cole was on the same thing with a Lil Durk. When you look at that collaboration, I think that he kind of he it's hard to get on a song with J. Cole and not have any substance and not
Right.
talk about anything. It's difficult to do. So I like that he's collaborating with these other artists and kind of making them get out of their comfort zone to a certain degree and kind of step it up with their lyrics. And I think that his performance on this song was good, man. I think it was what I would expect from a J. Cole feature. I think that it was witty lines,
Yeah.
some bars in there. And I think that this is J. Cole kind of showing like, hey, I don't want y'all to forget that I'm still a one of the most dangerous ones in this hip hop thing.
For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, nah. Cole is like Yoda in that way where it's like every artist he works with, for some reason, I don't know how often he's in studio with these artists when they're doing collaborations, but I remember watching a video of him. I think he was connecting with Little Pump and just explaining to him like how his music is now affecting the youth. And I think that spawned that conversation or just his mind state at the time kind of spawned and turned that into KOD. So like I just think Cole is able to connect with these artists and inspire them in some ways to like just think more outside of the box. It kind of reminds me, because I'm a Kendrick fan. Kind of how when Kendrick and Kodak Black collaborated on Silent Hill, it's like Kodak, like no, Kodak to his credit has spoken about conscious or socially conscious messaging. He's had that in his music before. Um, like the album Dying to Live, which I love. I think that's still the best Kodak album. But yo, it just seems like with Cole and Kendrick, they're able to draw out, these layers from these artists who otherwise, not to say they don't have these tools in their toolbox, but it doesn't seem like they pull them out as often as maybe they would, if not working for them. So I loved it, man.
Yeah, I love it too. And I agree. I definitely think him and Cole and Kendrick are both able to make artists they just able to add another element to some of the modern
Mm,
artists, which I think is
yeah.
really dope. It makes me even think of when Kendrick hopped on Future's Mask Off on a remix.
Mm,
Was a prime example of that to me. You really saw him add another layer to a song that didn't really have any substance, but he was able
right.
to jump on it and kind of shift the whole meaning of the song within that feature. So I think that they both had the capabilities of adding depth to other songs. Um,
Mm,
and collaborations with some of these other artists, man. So I think, man, that's one of the reasons why we're writing this book, man. The book that we're writing
yeah.
about Cole and Kendrick is because these two have really put hip hop on their backs for the last decade, man, and they continue to do so. Like when they're
Yeah.
not making music, hip hop isn't the same. Like it's
It's
not.
not.
Yeah, if both of them stop making music right now, hip hop will be in a bad place.
Absolutely. It's almost like the feeling because I'm not excited for this day, but when LeBron James retires from the NBA, that's almost like seeing a NBA list, like our LeBron list NBA. Like I'm not looking forward to that day. I'm sure there was a spell or time period where Michael Jordan retired for the second time, done deal, that it kind of, you know, sapped a lot of people's excitement for the game, maybe even a little bit. So I think that'll happen. Or it happens with Cole and Kendrick when they're kind of dormant for a little bit. Like we need them to have as much activity because it just makes the game fun, bro.